the home of Emma and David on Elmwood Lane was filled with ordinary warmth. Baby bottles drying on the counter, a toy or two scattered across the carpet, and the laughter of their 11-month-old son, Noah. He was their joy, their light, their promise for the future. In the quiet corners of that house also lived Whiskers, a gray tabby cat with sharp green eyes and a will of her own. Whiskers was not a lap cat. She tolerated affection when she wanted it and only curled beside someone when she decided, Emma often said with a half-smile. She's too stubborn for her own good. And David, with his quiet chuckle, would reply, maybe stubbornness is her way of showing strength. That strength would soon be tested in a way none of them could have imagined. It was a late summer afternoon, the kind of day when sunlight spilled lazily across the living room floor. Noah was crawling with determination, gurgling happily as his small fingers tapped on a colored block. Emma had cracked the front door just slightly to let in the breeze, never imagining what danger might slip through that gap. From the shadows of the outside world came movement. Slow, deliberate, venom glinting in the sunlight. A snake, dark, slender, and deadly, slid silently across the threshold, its tongue flicking in and out, its gaze fixed on the small child in the center of the room. Noah, innocent and unknowing, laughed as though the snake were another toy crawling toward him. But Whiskers saw from her perch on the windowsill. Her eyes narrowed. In an instant she leaped down, landing squarely between the baby and the advancing predator. Her body curved into an arch, tail bristling, fur raised like a flame. A hiss ripped from her throat. Primal and fierce, the snake coiled, then struck. Emma, from the kitchen, froze at the sound. That hiss, that cry. When she looked, her blood ran cold. Noah, she screamed, her legs weak beneath her. But Whiskers did not wait. What? She hurled herself at the snake with a force no one expected from her small frame. The room erupted in chaos. Claws slashing, teeth snapping, the hiss of a serpent met by the unyielding fury of a cat. Noah, startled by the violence, began to cry. The snake lunged again, fangs finding flesh. They sank deep into Whiskers' leg. Her yowl of pain cut through the air, but she did not retreat. Stubborn to the very end, she tightened her hold, biting into the snake's head until its writhing body grew still. The predator was dead. The room fell silent, except for Noah's cries and Emma's sobs. David rushed in, slamming the door shut, his eyes wide with horror at the sight before him. Whiskers still stood, chest heaving, her gaze fixed on Noah, the child she had chosen to protect. She let out one soft, proud meow. Then her legs buckled. Her small body collapsed onto the rug, trembling once, twice, then going still. Emma fell to her knees. Noah clutched against her chest. No, please, not like this, she whispered, stroking Whiskers' fur desperately, as if her touch could pull the life back into that tiny frame. Tears blurred her vision. Noah reached out a tiny hand, patting the limp cat as though trying to comfort her. But the venom had already done its work. Whiskers, the stubborn cat who refused to yield to anyone, yielded only to death, having already claimed victory over the danger meant for a child. They buried her beneath the old oak tree in the garden, the place she had loved to nap on warm afternoons. Emma placed Noah's wooden block beside the grave, a symbol of the life Whiskers had defended with her own. For weeks, the house felt emptier. Emma often caught herself looking toward the windowsill, expecting to see green eyes watching. At night, when Noah whimpered in his sleep, she thought she could almost hear a faint purr, a presence still standing guard. As Noah grew, the story was told again and again. You had a protector, David would say softly. She may have been stubborn, but her heart was braver than most people's I've known. Emma would carry Noah to the oak tree and tell him, this is where your first best friend rests. She saved you, my love. She gave us all a lesson in courage. And though Noah would never remember that day with his own eyes, he grew up with the certainty that his life had been bought with love, stitched together with claws and courage. Sometimes, the ones we overlook, the stubborn, the difficult, the independent, carry the deepest loyalty and the fiercest love. True bravery is not measured by size or strength, but by the heart that chooses to protect another, no matter the cost.